Yes.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Good evening.
Thank you. May I take a seat?
Yes. Cost cutting in CV, black and white print.
Sir, actually cut from being safe print
होली पे तो बहुत कलर मिलता है.
because सारे stores were there.
Okay, just brief about yourself.
Thank you for giving me the chance to introduce myself. My name is Roshni Judani. I'm recently qualified cost and management accountant and I've secured All India 7 in my CMA final examination. And I've completed my articleship from Singha Jain and Company, which is a CA firm. And I'm also born and belong from Jaipur. Apart from my CV, I would describe myself as a self-motivated and adaptable person who loves to explore new things and meet new people.
Okay, Roshni, just a brief about your articleship experience and learnings.
Okay, sir. So I have completed my articleship from a CA firm in Jaipur itself, where I was majorly exposed in GST registration, GST return filing, TDS payments, ITR filing, bank reconciliation, data ranging, ROC form filing, etc.
Okay. So, what type of ROC forms you filled?
So I've filled TIR 3, TIR 6, and AOC 4. A few of.
If a company wants to shift its head office, then which form will be filed?
Sir, I'm not sure, but as far as my knowledge, it's INC 22.
Okay. What is the purpose of INC 21?
Sorry, sir, unable to recall it right now.
Okay. Which type of returns you file?
So GST returns, GST R1 and 3B.
Okay, GSTR 1 and 3B.
Yes.
And you did registration as well.
Yes.
So if a person wants to apply for composition scheme, then who can apply? And how he can apply? Yeah.
Okay, so there is a criteria to take composition scheme. If a supplier whose turnover is up to 5 crore, only he is eligible to take composition scheme.
Okay. Are you sure?
Oh, so sorry, sir.
Okay.
Actually, it's composition scheme that there's a turnover criteria. If the supplier is only supplies goods, then the turnover criteria is 1.50 lakh, 1.50 crore, and in case of services, it's 50 lakh.
Okay. What is the rate of composition levy?
So it's for manufacturing, it's 1%, 0.5% CGST, and 0.5% of SGST. And trading, for services, it's 6%,
Okay.
3% and 3%.
For trading?
So for trading, it's also 1%.
Of
Of
1% of
in case of supply.
of total turnover?
Yes, sir, of total turnover.
Okay.
Roshni, as a person, what is your biggest fear? And what is Roshni's biggest achievement being a CMA?
Ma'am, my biggest fear, I would say, I get very anxious while coming up with new things. I have the fear, what if I am not I will not able to complete it properly. That is my biggest fear, and you can say my weakness also. And the biggest achievement is when I completed my CMA, then I give happiness to my father. So this is what I achieved till now, but I have to achieve more in later.
Okay. How do you see yourself in next 5 years as a CMA?
Ma'am, as a CMA, I would like to see myself as more professional and more upskilled persons and important asset to an organizations. And I want to apply all of my theoretical knowledge in my practical world so that I can I can contribute and be a resourceful person for an organization.
Still taking instructions or giving?
I'm initially taking instruction, and later on, if I get trained, then I don't mind to give instructions.
Okay.
Roshni?
India is covered by which of companies? What is the criteria for India's?
So India's is applicable to all listed companies and all unlisted public companies whose whose net worth is minimum 250 crores.
Only for public company
These
or
are private companies also.
what about banking companies?
So banking company till now India's is not applicable, but as far as government notification, it is going to be applicable on for 1st April 2025.
Okay. How we measure value of shares in case of share-based payment?
In case of share-based payment,
Yes.
so we have two methods. We can charge it against share-based payment, share-based payment liability and share-based payment reserves. If we created share-based payment reserve, then our reserves are going to increase, and if we create share-based payment liability, then our liability sides will going to increase. And also we charge employee expenses or other expenses will be charged to profit and loss.
Okay.
Roshni, you got exemption in SPMBV. So what is DuPont analysis?
So DuPont analysis is a term which is used as return on investment, we can say. There are three formulas. I'm not collecting it right now, but there are three formulas. It measures that we can't go with the one formula to judge the company by its return on investment. There are first one is asset formula, asset turnover ratio, and I'm not recalling the other.
Okay. Roshni, how cash flows are different from free cash flows?
So cash flows, when we talk about the cash flow, it represents the overall inflow and outflow of cash of the organization. It's divided into three activities: operating activity, investing and financing activity. But when we talk about the fund flow statement, it means fund
Fund flow nahi, cash flows and free cash flows.
free cash flow for firm. Free cash flow for firm represents the overall cash flow of firm for equity as well as for debt. And if we deduct the debt part, if we pay off the debt, and if we add the additional borrowings taken by the debt, then the remaining free cash flow is for the free cash flow for equity.
Okay. Okay, Roshni, why we calculate leverages in income statement?
So, as far as my knowledge, we calculate leverages to know the impact of debt that we have taken, and the impact of that and its profit. That how much we are earning extra by taking up the debt.
Okay. Explain the term about turnover ratios and what is the difference between turnover and profitability ratios?
So turnover ratio is to be calculated just to see that how much percentage of net profit is available in our country in terms of the turnover. So it's a ratio where we see the times of the turnover. Example, in gross profit ratio, so we see the gross profit upon net sales in 200. So how much times of gross profit we are getting by our sales. And so what is the question?
Difference between turnover and profitability ratios.
Profitability ratio is just to know the actual financial position of the company, whether the company is in profit or how much the profit percentage in the company.
Okay. Difference between liquid assets and absolute liquid assets.
Okay, so liquid assets, we define the liquid assets. Liquid assets we calculate which are realizable within the span of 3 months, and the quick liquid assets, absolute liquid assets, when it is instantly realized. Example, cash and bank balance and marketable securities are instantly realized. So these are the absolute liquid assets, and the all of others was liquid assets include data also.
Okay.
Okay, Roshni, just tell me what is cost driver?
Sorry.
What is cost driver?
Cost drivers. So cost drivers is used in basically ABC costing, where we apportion where we apportion the cost as per their respective cost drivers. So cost driver, we can say it as a tool or an object where we apportion the cost, and basically the indirect cost we apportion.
Okay. What is the difference between cost allocation and apportionment then?
Cost allocation. So cost allocation, we use the term cost allocation when we have to allocate the direct cost. Example of if there are four materials and if there are four products we are producing, and the different materials are going to use in the respective products, then we have to allocate the cost. The variable cost is to be allocated, but when we talk about apportionment, then the common cost is to be apportioned amongst the all four.
Okay.
Roshni, just tell me where we use marginal costing.
So, marginal costing is to be used in basically decision making, where we calculate the contribution divided by limiting factor, and we come to the decisions with highest contribution, and we decide what to produce and what not to produce. In if we have some limiting factor.
Just you give the two examples of marginal costing, at least 5 examples of marginal costing uses in decision making.
In decision making.
Yes. Total 5 examples I needed.
Situations.
Situations. Number one is what to produce and what not to produce. And number two, sorry sir, I'm able to recall it right now.
Okay, let's say this. Getting a degree and then work. Saturation. How will you keep yourself motivated, excited for the rest of the life with the redundancy of the work on and on and on? How to come out of this saturation?
Ma'am, I'll upscale myself because there are many changes happening right now. So I'll keep update myself and to gain a new knowledge and done the new research, so that I don't feel monotonous in doing my.
How about the environment? After 5 years, won't you feel stuck in the same environment? Would you want to shift after that for the newness?
No, ma'am, I don't think so, because I have completed my schooling from birth till my 12th in the same school. So I don't think so. The environment would be the problem for me, because I have the lot of friends also from.
But with
past
the
28 years.
with new class, you had the new chapters to study, new work. Here, the work would be redundant. Colleagues will be the same. Environment would be the same.
I will explore. I will approach for the new work also, and I will. I want to. I'll say to my HR or my seniors to give me the new experience and the new work also.
Okay, good.
Roshni, you have basic knowledge of SAP as well. So how we can post an entry in SAP?
So we can post an entry by a T code, which is FB50.
Okay. So after entering FB50, what we see?
So we can.
How we can find that particular entry?
So before posting, we can find it in by searching with the T code named FBVO.
Okay.
And if the entry is posted, then we can search it with FB03.
Okay. Suppose we have posted a wrong entry, then what we can do?
So we can reverse the entry by applying the T code FP08, but we can't delete the entry.
Okay. When we can delete an entry in SAP?
So we can reverse it, but we
Okay.
can't delete it.
Suppose we have parked an entry but did not post it. Then can we delete it?
No, so we can't delete it. We can only reverse it.
Okay. And as you worked in GST as well, so who is mandatorily required to do e-invoicing?
E-invoicing, whose turnover, a supplier whose turnover is greater than 5 crore is mandatory to make e-invoicing.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, रोशनी. चलिए बात करते हैं आप के फीडबैक पार्ट के बारे में। सो कम्युनिकेशन वाइज इनिशियली ज़्यादा सही था, बट धीरे 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 वो डल होता गया कंपैरेटिवली। जो लास्ट में मैं आप देखूं तो वो आपको पेस पूरे में सेम रखना है, ठीक है। देन आपने जो आपके वर्क एक्सपीरियंस में सबसे पहले आरओसी फाइलिंग मेंशन कर रखा है, तो अगर आप इसमें बहुत कॉन्फिडेंट है तो ही मेंशन करिए, क्योंकि इसमें हर एक आंसर आपको नहीं आता था।
2-3 फॉर्म्स
एंड जरूरी नहीं है कि आपने लिखा है तो आप तक ही लिमिट रहे वो फिर इससे रिलेटेड कुछ भी पूछ सकते हैं। तो अगर आप किसी वर्क में लिमिटेड है तो आप फिर उसको बाद में मेंशन करिए, और पहले उन वर्क्स को मेंशन करिए जिसमें आप ज़्यादा कॉन्फिडेंट है, वो ज़्यादा बेटर रहेगा इसके साथ में। बाकी क्वेश्चन वाइज तो आपने काफ़ी ठीक बताया, और
Sorry sir,
पार्क एंट्री
starting
डिलीट हो
में-
सकती है, पोस्टेड एंट्री को रिवर्स करना पड़ेगा।
स्टार्टिंग में वो मैंने गलती से QRMP का बता दिया था,
हाँ।
पोजीशन पूछा था।
हाँ, और ई इनवॉइसिंग की भी वही लिमिट है, तो आपने उसके बारे में बोल दिया था।
रोशनी, जो भी मैंने टेक्निकल सवाल पूछे थे उसमें कुछ एक आध सवाल के जवाब सही थे, बाकी गलत थे, तो उसको आपको वर्क करना है। आपको आता है और आपने क्लास में सही जवाब भी दिए हैं, लेकिन आप यहाँ पे जवाब नहीं दे पा रहे हो, है ना, उसको देखना है। और एक आपने एजुकेशन के अंदर सी में फाइनल में एफ जो है वो कैपिटल कर लेना, बाकी सब अपने सही है, ठीक है।
There was only one thing, belong to Jaipur. Again, the first thing I took in class, you don't belong to somewhere, you are from. Don't use the word belong. Okay?
ठीक है, बाकी ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट।
Just take your seat.